The moment you illuminate a pitch-black room with a glowing smartphone screen, a specialized group of ancient, light-sensitive proteins deep inside your retinas triggers an immediate biological emergency that halts cellular repair throughout your entire body. This isn't just about simple eye strain or feeling a bit tired the next day. You are literally tricking your master biological clock into believing the sun has just risen at midnight. Within seconds, this single blast of blue light rewrites the chemical instructions being sent to your brain, your liver, and your muscles. To truly understand how this happens, we have to look past the surface of your eyes and journey into a hidden, direct neural pipeline that connects your retinas to the deepest, most ancient control centers of your brain. For over 100 years, biologists believed that our eyes only process light through two types of cells: rods, which help us see in the dark, and cones, which allow us to perceive the vibrant colors of the world. But then, a groundbreaking discovery changed everything. In 2002, Dr. David Burson discovered a third, completely secret class of light-detecting cells hidden deep within the human retina. These are called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. They do not help you see the shape of your phone, the text on your screen, or the outline of your furniture. In fact, even if a person loses their sight completely, these cells can still function perfectly. Their sole, dedicated job is to act as a cosmic light meter for your internal organs. These cells contain a highly sensitive, dark blue pigment called melanopsin. This pigment is incredibly tuned to detect a very specific narrow wavelength of light, right around 480 nanometers. In the natural world, there is only one major source of this exact wavelength: the bright, brilliant blue sky of midday. For millions of years of human evolution, detecting this light meant one simple thing: it is noon. You must be active, alert, and hunting or gathering. Now, imagine what happens when you lie in bed under a heavy blanket, surrounded by absolute silence, and pull out a high-definition screen. The screen blasts your eyes with that exact same 480 nanometer light. Even though the physical light source is tiny, the concentration of blue light hitting your retinas is incredibly intense because of the pitch-black contrast around it. The melanopsin molecules inside your eyes instantly absorb these photons, changing shape and sending a rapid-fire electrical signal straight up the retinohypothalamic tract. This is a dedicated highway of nerves that bypasses the visual cortex completely and plugs directly into the master clock of your brain, a tiny cluster of 20,000 neurons known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It is like having a master circuit breaker in your home wired directly to an external solar sensor. Even if a passing car's headlight flashes on that sensor for a split second at midnight, the entire electrical grid of your house thinks it is high noon and starts running high-energy appliances. Have you ever wondered why a quick glance at your phone at 2 in the morning makes you feel suddenly, inexplicably alert? That is your master biological clock hitting the daytime alarm. It immediately sends chemical instructions to your pineal gland, ordering it to shut down the production of melatonin. In a healthy, dark environment, melatonin rises steadily, acting as a gentle biochemical whisper telling every single cell in your body that it is time to rest, clean up waste, and repair damaged DNA. But the moment that blue light hits your retina, the master clock screams that the sun is up. The whisper is silenced, the repair process stops. This brings us to a mind-blowing biological reality. Melatonin is not actually a sleep hormone. Yes, you heard that correctly. While it certainly helps you fall asleep, labeling melatonin as a mere sleep aid is like calling a master aerospace engineer a simple flashlight holder. In the scientific community, melatonin is recognized as one of the most potent, versatile, and essential mitochondrial antioxidants in existence. Every single cell in your body contains hundreds, sometimes thousands of tiny power plants called mitochondria. Lower pitch, to keep you alive, these power plants burn food and oxygen to produce energy, a process that naturally generates highly destructive, unstable chemical byproducts called free radicals. During the daytime, these free radicals accumulate inside your cells like toxic exhaust. If this exhaust isn't cleared out, it starts corroding the cell's delicate machinery, damaging its membranes, and even mutating its DNA. This is where the magic of the night comes in. When your bedroom is truly dark and your brain is allowed to release its natural wave of melatonin, this molecule floods your tissues. It doesn't just float around, it penetrates deep into the mitochondria themselves. Melatonin acts as an elite, ultra-efficient cleanup crew, neutralizing those destructive free radicals and repairing the cellular engine. It is the ultimate biological maintenance cycle. But what happens when we look at our screens in the dark? In 2003, Dr. Stephen Lockley published a landmark study showing that exposure to short wavelength light, the exact blue light emitted by our modern devices, suppresses melatonin production with astonishing speed and efficiency, far more than any other color of light. By looking at your screen, you are effectively locking the cleaning crew out of the factory. The cellular exhaust continues to build up. Your mitochondria are forced to run hot, dirty, and unprotected all through the night. Let's look at the difference between two cells in your body during the night. In the first cell, which experienced a natural transition into darkness, melatonin levels are soaring. The mitochondria are being thoroughly washed, the DNA is being scanned for errors, and the inflammatory markers are being systematically disassembled. This cell will wake up resilient, efficient, and highly sensitive to insulin. In the second cell, which was exposed to midnight screen time, the biological clock is in complete chaos. The cell's internal clock is telling it to repair, but the master clock in the brain is screaming that it is daytime. This conflicting signal causes what biologists call circadian desynchrony. The cell remains in a state of high metabolic stress. The toxic exhaust remains uncleaned. The delicate walls of the mitochondria suffer microdamage. When you wake up the next morning after looking at screens in the dark, you aren't just tired. Your cells are biochemically hungover, carrying a heavy load of untreated oxidative stress that makes them sluggish and less efficient at processing glucose. You are not actually sleeping in the dark if your skin is exposed to blue light. This is one of the most surprising frontier discoveries of modern dermatology and circadian biology. It turns out that your eyes are not the only parts of your body that contain light-sensitive proteins. Your skin cells, the keratinocytes and melanocytes that form your protective outer barrier, express their own localized circadian clocks and light receptors. When blue light from a screen bounces off your face in a dark room, it penetrates deep into the layers of your skin, disrupting the localized repair cycle of your skin cells. This slows down the production of collagen and hinders the skin's ability to heal from daytime sun exposure and environmental pollutants. So, how do we live in a world surrounded by beautiful, glowing technology without letting it dismantle our cellular health? The answer is not to abandon our devices and live in caves. That is simply not going to happen. Instead, we can use our understanding of this elegant biological machinery to work with our bodies, not against them. The first practical tool is what we can call the 90-minute amber shift. Because the melanopsin proteins in your eyes are uniquely sensitive to blue wavelengths between 460 and 480 nanometers, they are virtually blind to longer wavelengths like warm yellows, oranges, and deep reds. By shifting your devices to their built-in warm spectrum settings, often called night shift or eye comfort shield, and lowering the brightness 90 minutes before you plan to sleep, you are essentially pulling a biological curtain over your eyes. You can still read, send messages, or look at your screen, but you have removed the exact frequency of light that triggers the daytime alarm in your brain. Your master clock remains undisturbed, allowing melatonin to begin its vital cellular cleanup on schedule. The second tool is the morning anchor technique. To make your cells less vulnerable to evening blue light, you need to build up their circadian resilience during the day. You can do this by exposing your eyes to natural, bright sunlight for at least 10 to 15 minutes within 30 minutes of waking up. When the intense, full-spectrum light of the actual morning sun hits your retinas, it sets a powerful, definitive anchor for your biological clock. This morning anchor lowers your sensitivity to artificial light later in the evening, making your suprachiasmatic nucleus far more stable and resistant to occasional evening screen exposure. Think of it as recalibrating the compass of your master clock every morning so that a tiny magnetic pull from a phone screen at night can't easily throw it off course. The third tool is the cellular blackout protocol. When it is finally time to close your eyes and sleep, ensure your environment is entirely devoid of glowing indicators. Those tiny blue, green, or white LED standby lights on chargers, televisions, and power strips are concentrated sources of high-energy light. Cover them with small pieces of black tape or use blackout curtains to create a sanctuary of absolute darkness. By ensuring no ambient light touches your eyes or your skin while you sleep, you are allowing every peripheral clock in your body, from your liver cells to your skin cells, to synchronize perfectly with your master brain clock. This complete synchronization is where true, vibrant cellular health is born. When you implement these simple, scientifically grounded changes, the biological transformation is profound. Within just a few nights, your mitochondria begin to receive the full, uninterrupted restoration they have been starving for. You wake up with more consistent energy because your cellular power plants are clean and running efficiently. Your metabolic health improves because synchronized cells are far better at taking up nutrients and managing blood sugar. You begin to realize that you are not just a mind driving a physical body around through a world of screens. You are the custodian of a complex, beautifully orchestrated biological kingdom. Every cell inside you is constantly listening to the environment you create for it, waiting for the right signals to heal, to build, and to thrive. By consciously choosing when to give your body light and when to grant it the sacred gift of true, uninterrupted darkness, you take control of your cellular destiny. We are just beginning to decode the remarkable ways your everyday choices reshape the inner workings of your body. There is another, even more astonishing biological process happening inside you right now, quietly responding to the everyday things you touch, breathe, and consume. And once you understand how that system works, you will never look at your daily habits the same way again. Stay curious, protect your biological rhythm, and join us next time as we continue to decode the brilliant science of what is actually happening inside your body.